Hey, what's up everyone? It's Dolbeck today for a Fire Staff build made for Catacombs. This build is made to do good DPS and have decent CC so you can help your teammates survive. You're gonna see I'm gonna put some gameplay part that I did. I had a bow user in my squad and a tank. The tank was a random slot, so he didn't really understand what we were doing. We were just like speed running and he was always behind. So the fact that we were too ranged and we were able to have some ice wall and some slow. There is a slow from the crippling pillar of fire that is pretty useful for those type of situation. If you can get one with refreshing pillar of fire, that could be better for the DPS overall, but since we were too ranged DPS, slowing the mob did get a lot of value for us, and I think that this perk in PvP gonna be insane. So you see 18 seconds slow for 6 seconds. It's pretty huge and you can pop it kinda quick because Fire Pillar have a lot of cooldown reduction from the EV attack on the Fire Staff. So it's always gonna be up or almost. Having a gem slot would make this Fire Staff way better though. Imagine being able to have a diamond or a opal. And then you got the ice storm and the ice wall from the ice gauntlet. So with that, it make ranging the mob way easier. The only thing is for boss fight, they just don't take slow. But I'ma speak about the boss fight later into this video just to make it easier for you. So on the Ice Gauntlet, there is probably some other slot that you can put. Right there you can see that I put Alacrity because I already had it in my inventory and it was cheap for me to just put it on. But maybe you can put one like there's some charm that make your ability do more damage. So your Ice Storm, Fire Pillar and stuff gonna do more damage. So yeah, I think that Alacrity was just good because I already had it and I wanted to go fast. And on the Fire Staff, you got a bit of haste built in depending on your build. So now you can have two attunement on your Fire Staff or you can put Sundering Stack. It depends on your group. I would probably go more for the double attunement since a lot of people are gonna have Sundering Stack. And then Skilled Enchantment is the perk I was speaking about. The ability do more damage. So this is pretty good. I think you can build out of that and then Vicious and Keen. But you already have like 20% crit chance on your Fire Staff. Adding too much crit is not gonna help you too much. But still having some is never a waste and it can be kinda cheap. So Skilled Enchantment and Vicious could be your best option. So on your gear, you're gonna have kind of the choice between like the double conditioning with the defensive slot, or you can go with more offensive slot. For the empower, you can have one stack of keenly empower as a charm, and you can have empowering toast on your earring. But if you go with too much offensive slot, you're gonna lose the gem, and I think that the gem is a really big thing. If you want to survive, you're gonna want at least like 5 gem in your gear. If you can add on every piece, I think it's best in slot. But if you really want to spin run and have huge damage, you can probably give the gem slot or just give some conditioning and try to get more offensive slot. But it's gonna be hard at the start to have everything that you want. So just try to adapt. Enchanted Ward is always one of the best. Vicious is always one of the best. And then Skilled Enchantment too. It's pretty good. So this time I built it with the Nimble Coat because I already have it and popping more ability as a Fire Staff user is great. You have some other good option like the Atu Nether Pants or the Natsurwat chest piece. Maybe I'm forgetting some. If I forget some, just put it into the comment section. What would be the artifact that you use on the Fire Staff? I know that there's the winged leather shoes that are pretty good too. And then I use it, I have empowering meteor shower on my glove because those are pretty good. Like the empowering meteor shower gonna help you a lot to get the empower. I usually use this as a fire staff in PVE, but in this run I forgot to put it on. I had burnout, but you know, in Catacomb, it's all a bunch of small mob stacks, so uh, empowering Meteor Shower is great, but if you can have Burnout, sometimes you're gonna gain more out of it just to be able to move room from room with it. Maybe you can just make an ace build for that and then switch for Meteor Shower when you get into the boss fight at the end. And then, you know, I still use some uplight gear because this is what I add from the other season. The uplight is still a decent starter and still decent gear when you think about it, just because of those things. The refreshing is not available onto the new gear, so refreshing is still good. Enchanted Ward, you see it's 3.5%, but if you get it as a charm, it's only 1.7. So the built-in enchanted ward in this gear worth more than the charm enchanted ward. And the charm enchanted ward have a maximum stack of 5 stacks. So if you want to reach more than 5 stack, you're gonna have to put some piece with the enchanted ward built in. So take that in mind. Having one piece of uplight or gear with built-in enchanted ward can be beneficial for you. And then remember that you can have a lot of leeching, but as a mage, the leeching gonna work only on it. So like your IG Ice Storm is not gonna give you life steal, stuff like that, but it's still pretty good. I used those boot into some other build, so it's why I have enchanted on it. I got this charm for free. I put it in, so it's kind of easy to get some other charm. But right now, I would not recommend to just keep buying charm non-stop and put it everywhere. You're gonna waste your money fast. I wasted 150k on that and more just trying stuff around. So I would recommend to try to use those that you drop first and then slot the one you want at the end when you did a bit of testing and meta crafting. Since my Ice Gauntlet right now give me more damage on the rooted foe, I decided to go for the brutal Archune of Grasping Vine, so I don't only get rend, but I root the enemy, so on the rooted enemy, I get more damage. For the ring, there is a couple good combination. I wanted to show this one because this one I dropped it and it was good. There's one that dropped from the new red too. On this ring, what could be better is losing the skill slot to get a offensive slot would be really nice for me. As you can see right there, there is some old ring that got some buff into it. Like the Gamblet energy is a nice perk, and if I could have like fire damage with it and then refreshing, it's a lot of DPS when you think about it, and wellness is a decent perk. Just it's fine if you have it, you know, with the gem slot. So if I had a ring like this with fire damage on it, that would be amazing and pretty hard to beat. And you know, refreshing, it's gonna be hard to have the cap refreshing and find some good piece with it now. So for the E-ring, now you can have refreshing move or refreshment. Look, this one that I made for my bruiser build. You can have one stack of Kidney Fortify when you play in medium armor, and then there is refreshment. It's 8% refreshing. I think for a Fire Staff build, refreshment could be better than refreshing move, just because it's pretty rare that you're gonna get more than 8% cooldown reduction per ability. with the refreshing move, like with the AV attack. It's long to hit the AV attack, and you're gonna get more from refreshment than refreshing move probably. So all those builds that kinda have short cooldown, I think that the refreshment gonna be better than the refreshing move. But yeah, it's for you to test on your build depending on what weapon you use. But right now we speak about the Fire Staff. So this is why I propose the refreshment. So I could get a earring like this, refreshing toes, refreshment, and then 2 damage slot on it. And that would be probably like a best in slot. So like I said, you try to reach the 5 vicious, and then you try to reach the 5 skilled enchantment, and then you fill the rest with what you can, like a bit of keen, leeching, enchanted. There's a couple good perk out there, just think about it, and maybe you can have 1 stack of keenly empowered too. So for the fire staff, there is a lot of empower that you can get. There's the rune of Helios right there. It's only once every 30 seconds, but it's a huge 20% empower, so keep that in mind. And then you get this empower right there that is almost always on, and then this empower right there that is almost always on in PvE too, so it's already a 10% there, then another 20% there. And then, like I say, you see the Gameblade energy is a 4.5% damage that count towards your empower cap. And same for the damage, the elemental damage on your ring. So that could be another 10%, you know, if it was fire damage. And then there's gonna be some harnessing and the Hunting Stone. The Hunting Stone, you know, is 7%. You can add some harnessing charm onto your gear, and your empower cap is 50%. In your staff, you could put a opal or a diamond to do more damage. I did the test one day ago, and the opal and diamond don't count towards the empower cap anymore. They changed this into the season 4. So yeah, I was run into some of the other video that I did recently. I took it was still doing the empower cap because last time I did a test, it was in like before season 4. But yeah, so right there, if I want to make this stuff better, I could try to go more for like gem slot. I think a gem slot could be really nice instead of like Sundering Stack or something. So this is the Fire Staff build. If you want more haste, you can use combat speed and take off catch or take off arson advantage. Even with winged leather shoes, you know, winged leather shoes give you 10% base damage when you get aced, so this could be good with winged leather shoes. But I think that right now the Natsurwa chest piece, since it's possible to have more harnessing, maybe Natsurwa chest piece could be better. This is the Ice Gauntlet build that I used just because the, you know, Ice Pylon is pretty nice, but you could go for the Entomb instead because just to be able to survive the boss easier, you know, you're gonna get the aggro and stuff like that. There's a lot of time where I pop my ice pylon and it felt a bit useless just because it dies straight up. You know, I tried the ice pylon, it's great, but maybe you could get more value from Entomb, mostly just because of the boss fight. And then there's the ice spike too, that is good, but you're gonna have to have the weapon perk for the ice spike on your ice gauntlet or something, and you're gonna lose a slot. It's your choice. You gotta try if you want stuff like that, but it's gonna cost you more mana too. Maybe you're gonna have to put the mana potion to use it. So it's your choice between the Ice Spike, Ice Pylon, and Entomb. I would probably recommend the Entomb just to make everything easier, you know. For the attribute, I reach 500 intel, and then depending if you want to be more tanky, you're gonna use a roasted rabbit and put everything in con, all the rest you have in con. And if you don't care about tankiness, you can put 25 focus or 25 dex. You can even try to reach 50 dex or like 25 focus, 25 dex. And those are really, really nice perk. Remember to share what you think about the build, what I can make better, uh, what would you use on your gear and stuff like that, so I can adapt to the new meta faster. We need to everyone share as much information as possible so we can all evolve together faster. There's nobody out there that have the answer to all the question, so this is why we need to just stack together and share it. So if you have watched my stream, you probably saw that I was always playing with random people, so I did not try the cheese run. But this video that I'm showing right now was the first cheese run that I tried, and it worked. It make it pretty easy. So you see, if you want to reach 5 boss, almost anybody who's good at speedrunning can do it. All you gotta do is just skip all the boss room, and then when you find 4 to 5 boss, then you just backtrack and kill all the boss back to back, so you don't have to fight all the empower mob on the way. There's only gonna be the boss that are gonna be empower. And if you struggle to kill the boss, I got some medium tank build that I'm gonna put into the description that you can go take, so you can just change gear before the boss fight. When you reach like the 4th, the 5th boss, when it gets really hard, you switch build for the medium build, and then it's gonna be really easy with like Fire Staff Hatchet or like Fire Staff Rapier with the Inferno to boost your DPS, and leeching. So as you're going to see right now, we're gonna get a boss wipe. It's hard with a random dude. And then I'm gonna swap gear, and then we're gonna nail all the other boss fight really easy. Remember to use your coating and ward potion when you struggle into a boss fight. When you see it's a boss that's gonna be harder, that's gonna help you a lot too. I kind of forgot to take the aggro with the Carnelian. I got a spec that if you put the Incinerate on the Fire Staff, it gives you a taunt. So I would be able to take the aggro from my teammate pretty easy, but I kind of forgot to put it on. On this, I want to thanks everyone for watching my content. I wish you a good day. Ciao.